MIA. Hole for banning my younger sister from camping.
Trigger warning. Controlling behavior. My younger sister, female 19, has come to live with me, male 25, during her summer vacation from college. As our parents live overseas, I've sort of been tasked with looking out for her. I try not to be overly protective and aim to be a cool older brother rather than a helicopter parent. After all, she is an adult. My sister told our parents that she planned on hanging out with her friends for a few days and that they would not leave our city. Our parents thought it would be perfectly fine and agreed to it. The problem started when my sister told me that she actually planned to go camping with some of her friends, female 19, female 20, and female 20. I was cool with it and asked her to keep her cell phone on her so that she could call me if she needed to. She said that she and her friends planned on leaving behind all technology as they wanted the fullest experience. I thought this was a bad idea and strongly recommended that at least one of them keep a phone, to which my sister responded, they'd think about it. The day before the planned trip, my sister said that they'd be joined by several more people, some of whom she described as a little sketchy. I told her that was a really bad idea and that she and her friends should consider uninviting anyone they thought was sketchy. I also insisted that she take her phone. My sister flat out refused all this and said I was being too controlling. I got annoyed and said that if she wasn't willing to compromise, then she wasn't going on that trip. She started yelling at me and called our parents, telling them that I was preventing her from seeing her friends. I told them how she planned on going camping with sketchy people, and my parents also refused to let her go. After the call ended, my sister started yelling at me again and said I was annihilating her social life. AITA. Comments. Commenter. YTA. You can advise her, but you have absolutely no right to tell your legally adult sister what she can and cannot do. If you don't want her to stay with you because you don't like the choices she makes, do that, but you absolutely are being controlling. It doesn't even matter if you're right, you don't get to make choices for her. YTA. OP. I don't want to control my sister's life and would never think of kicking her out. I do, however, feel that I should be able to stop her from walking into a potential bad situation with no way to call for help. Speaker Delicious 6315. NTA for being concerned about your sister. I always have my cell phone with me when I leave the house in case of an emergency. I think it's pretty funny, though, you think you can forbid or prevent your adult sister from doing what she wants. It's even funnier your parents think they can when they live overseas. What's the plan? To lock her in a room with armed guards who will tackle her if she tries to leave? OP. I've never had to in the past because nothing she did seemed so blatantly dangerous. Update. The next day, my sis and her friends were supposed to head out last night, however sis never went. This morning, my sis told me that two of her friends who planned on going cancelled as well. This was because some guy in his 40s who they never met before somehow inserted himself into group of people going. Apparently, he was invited by someone. This man wanted to the leader of the group and planned on going somewhere more remote than was initially agreed upon. He then told my sis's friends that he would hold on to everyone's cell phone so that they could all get the most out of the trip and technology would interfere. My sis agrees that was a little creepy, but still says I'm an ass for snitching to mom and dad, even though she was the one who called in the first place. Edit. For those wondering, we are from a socio-cultural group where kids, regardless of age, are kinda expected to listen to their parents. To their credit, our parents have never really enforced this and have allowed us to live without too many restrictions. So long as we don't harm other people or ourselves, they would interfere too much. My sister is still dependent financially on our parents, and myself to an extent. However, I never once used this to leverage my argument. Regardless of whatever bad decision she may make or fight she may have with our parents, my door is always open to her. As of now, I sort of hiding in my room as my sister is still furious with me. I'll try talking to her once she cools down. Update 2. I spoke with my sis and she apologized. She fully agreed that the whole thing became too sketchy. She told me that had she went, she too would have cancelled like her two friends when she heard what Creepo had to say. I asked my sis about the friend that agreed to go, and she too cancelled after Creepo insisted that she and her BF give him their phones. Creepo then kicked them out of his car and they ended up Ubering back to town. She told me that she's afraid as Creepo has been calling some of her friends and she's scared he'll call her. I told her to give me her phone if he calls and that I'll speak with him. I do work in a police department, not a cop though, so I'm sure he'll piss the hell off once I speak with him. Comments. Delusionaling Kedkick. Holy hell, that update took a turn. I'm glad you were looking out for her. Berwin. Reading the update about the random 40-year-old man wanting to go to an even more remote location and hold everyone's phones is the biggest red flag ever. This story took a turn from sketchy to hell f*** no real fast. I'm glad some of her friends had the sense to nope out. Sounds like a potentially dangerous situation. Brother's instincts were right this time. It's fair to have a conversation about safety and situational awareness. He's not annihilating her social life. He might have just saved her life or prevented something really bad from happening to her. Holy cow! I'm an adult and I share my location with my mom when I'm out adventuring just so someone knows roughly where I am if something happens. I still text her when I get home from a party or date. Nice to know someone's looking out for me, even though she lives in a different state. Max charged. NTA, I would maybe report creepy dude before he convinces anyone else to disconnect. OP. I intend to.